Hey guys, right before the video starts, I've done it again. I was talking into the mic, without having it turned on. Thankfully, I realized this at the end of, talking about the first Pokemon, so this isn't gonna be a thing throughout the whole video. Gosh, I'm just as upset about it as you, if not more. But if you can just bear with the worst audio quality for the first 6 or 7 minutes of the video, I'd appreciate it. Then things are going to flip around. We're going to be back into the mic and things will have improved. Again, I'm sorry. Yo, champ in the making. Welcome back to Certified Pokemoments. Oh, we're doing this again. There are some Pokemon out there that I just don't think deserve the hate they get. And a lot of the Pokemon today, I'm starting to go a little bit looser with the definition of hate. Back in the day when it was like Inteleon, well, people are always making fun of him. He's a bipedal water starter who looks at long fingers, looks too humanoid, stuff like that. People are making fun of him and they shouldn't. People make fun of Magmortar and Rhyperior for being fat. They shouldn't. That's ridiculous. They're awesome creatures. Then it starts to shift a little bit over time because genuinely the Pokemon community is a good community and there's not a lot of Pokemon that are just truly universally hated by the majority of the fans. But there has been something that happened semi-recently. I'm a little bit late on this. A new Mega Evolution was revealed for Pokemon Legends ZA. I'm sure you've heard of it already. If you're looking to avoid spoilers, I might have already put it in the thumbnail, but hey, so is everybody else. Sorry. But a surprising number of people really did not like Mega Dragonite. And look, I want to start this off by saying, I don't think Dragonite needed a Mega. I don't think any pseudo-legend, for as cool as they've turned out, need Mega Evolutions. In theory, it's cool. You're taking a Pokemon that's already great and just improving on it. Sometimes, Mega Garchomp in a lot of instances, people prefer regular Garchomp, but that's besides the point. So yeah, Mega Metagross, some Tyranitar, and Salamence, and did I forget any? I don't know. They're cool and all. They're so cool looking. But give the Megas to the Metachams and the Banets and the Audinos, the Pokemon who need a little extra. So the fact that Dragonite did end up getting a Mega is, I'm not going to say it's disappointing, but I wish that slot for another Mega went to a Pokemon who deserved it more. Who needs it, maybe. Let's say who needs it more. But we live in the timeline where we did get a Mega Dragonite. And I gotta say, when I first saw it, I just kind of had the reaction of, yeah, all right, that's Mega Dragonite. I really didn't expect anything else. But that's not what the internet at large thought. Man, most of the posts I was seeing about it were all about people crapping on its design, and the only defense came from the comments, not other posts. And truly, I gotta ask, what's wrong with it? You don't like the big wings on its head? Okay, that's fine. It just kind of makes him look goofy. But he already looked goofy. Pokemon's first, and for a little bit, only Dragon type was never intimidating. He was never this big scary beast. He was goofy. Why are you upset that he's still goofy? What did you want? Did you want the wings on his back instead without it fixed the entire design? Did you want him to... I know a lot of people did want him to look more like Dragonair. Well, now he's got the wings on his head. He's got the big orb on his tail. What more do you want from the guy? Could Game Freak have done a better job with designing his Mega? Probably. Sure, I don't know. I've seen fan arts of cool Megas for Dragonite, and would that have been cool? Would some of these have been cool? Yeah, I guess, but is what we got worse? No, it's just different. And like with this whole series, you're allowed to have your opinions. You're allowed to dislike stuff. I'm not here telling you you're wrong for disliking Mega Dragonite. I'm just saying, I don't get the hate, and maybe you should hate a little less. Why don't you do this? Use it. Use it in the game. Get yourself a Mega Dragonite. Incredible, by the way. That, you know what? Maybe Dragonite did deserve a Mega just so we can get the Dragonite. Get yourself a Mega Dragonite and use it in battle. That's what helps me a lot. I hated Quaquaval when I first saw it. I thought it was just not a good Pokemon design. Then I found out it had a good ability. Then I saw its moveset and really liked what I saw. And I was like, you know what? I bought Scarlet and Violet. I gotta do a playthrough of Violet. Let me just use Quaquaval. And now I love him. I love that duck. He's fun. He was fun to use. So just use Mega Dragonite. That's all I ask. And I'm sure you'll come around eventually. And even if you don't, hey, whatever. No skin off my nose. But now I would like to talk about this part's for me. Let me just get that out there first. This part's for me. I'm kind of going to be preaching to myself here. Remember when I talked to you? Remember 20 seconds ago when I talked about Quaquaval? I used to not like him. Now I do. I'm not going to sit here and try to make you like Quaquaval. I still can stare at this guy and be like, this is an odd design. I like him, but I'm not here to defend him. What I do want to defend is a Pokemon I'm not really sure if a lot of people love or hate. What end it leans more towards. I, for a long time, hated this Pokemon. And the Pokemon I want to discuss is Maushold, or Tandemaus and Maushold. But I'm focusing on Maushold because it's the final evolution. If you hear any extra noise, by the way, it's my cats. They like making noise, what can I say? So Maushold. If you've been subscribed to the channel for a while, or watched a lot of my Pokemon videos, or listened to Joachim and I's podcast, also called Certified Pokemon Moments, available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, by the way. Every Wednesday, new episode. You'll know that I'm not a big fan of Pokemon that are multiple creatures. This goes for Magneton, this goes for Phalanx, this goes for Dugtrio, and this went for Maushold. If it's more than one creature, why do they all fit in a Pokeball together? Why does that work? Why can I not throw a Pokeball at two Pikachus standing next to each other, holding hands, locked in a hug or something, and they don't both get caught in the ball? Come on. We gotta, listen, I know this is a fake world. We gotta set some rules, though. If more than one Pokemon cannot fit into a Pokeball, why are we classifying more than one creature as a Pokemon? It bothers the living crap out of me. And honestly, it still does, and that's not going to stop. But I have come around on Maushold, not because it is an exception to the rule, but it's so dang cute and funny. Guys, it's funny. Have you ever seen this card of Maushold's? Oh, it's like my favorite card right now, honestly. I built a deck with it a while ago, and I build decks that aren't tournament legal. Me and my friends like to battle with them. I'll use whatever cards I have, and I saw Maushold EX. I thought it was freaking hilarious. I'm like, I gotta use this Pokemon. I gotta use this card. So it has this ability, Solidarity, and I'm gonna read for you exactly what it does. If this Pokemon is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, even if this Pokemon is knocked out, put 3 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon for each of your Tandemaus, Maushold, and Maushold EX in play. Now, oh, I'm sorry, Giratina. Oh, poor guy. This seems to happen to him a lot. That's insane. Imagine if you have a full bench of Tandemaus, Maushold, or Maushold EX. You technically can't. You have like all 3 of your Maushold EXs. You only have 4 of the same card in a game on your bench. Holy crap. Your opponent wants to attack you, even if it's going to be a devastating attack. They get 120 damage just for trying to attack you. That is insane. Not to mention your attack, which to only 2 energy, or 1 single double colorless. 120 damage, and you're drawing 2 cards. Wow. Are you kidding me? I saw this card, thought it looked fun, threw 4 Tandemaus and 4 Maushold EX in a deck, and I just peppered it with other normal type Pokemon and whatnot, and I just ran a full normal type deck. I called it Death by 1,000 Mice. I love it so much. When I rarely get to use it against my friends because it absolutely wrecks shop every time I bring it out. You just don't want to attack it. You have to like strategically line up your Pokemon to attack the Maushold EX, or else you're done for, especially if I can get this deck going quick, which most of the time I can. The whole point is to have all your Mausholds out. It's incredible. This is incredible. Maushold is incredible. Not even to mention, it gets its own signature move in-game. Population Bomb. Hilarious. It's just throwing its children at you. It can hit up to 10 times. It's so funny. I'm just going to keep repeating myself if I stay on this Pokemon, because that really is the bottom line. It's hilarious. And yes, it still bothers me that 2 to 3 to 4 individual creatures that you could pick up and separate from the rest of the family can all fit in the same Pokeball. That is dumb, and I hate that. But it's so hard to hate the Pokemon itself. It's so hard to look at Maushold, especially when they're screaming with their huge mouths, and just be like, yeah, you don't deserve to exist. You're not good. It is good. All right, honestly, these next 2 might be kind of quick. The next guy we're going to talk about is my boy Typhlosion here. Y'all gotta stop, okay? For years, Typhlosion was absolutely beloved. I never met a single person who didn't like Typhlosion. Then those stupid, like what were they? The leaks. Whatever you want to call them. The leaks happened. And then everybody wants to turn on Typhlosion. Like he's not the goodest boy to ever live. Stop hating my boy. Just cause some pervert wrote some story about him. It's not even a Typhlosion story. This kind of stuff happens in Japanese mythology all the time. You guys even know? You guys even remember the story? Or do you just carry it with him? Basically, a girl wandered into the woods, found a Typhlosion, it like did weird things to her. That's all you gotta know. Okay? There were a lot of leaks about this happening to a lot of Pokemon. But you never hear people talking about the weird guy who married a Lapras or something like that, or the Slacking. You only hear people talking about Typhlosion because he was up here, baby. He was the best of the best. And he fell from grace, supposedly. Typhlosion did nothing wrong. A pervert wrote a story that has existed in Japanese mythology and just inserted a Pokemon. Any old Pokemon, it just so happened to be my boy. It's not canon to the games. It didn't make it in the games. It is an unofficial leaks. This is the rant section of the video. Typhlosion did nothing wrong. Just if you, the viewer, right now watching this video, if somebody wrote weird fan art about you doing something horrible and cursed, would it have been canon to you? Would it suddenly be like, oh no, somebody wrote about it, so I guess I did do that? No. That you and your friends would fight tooth and nail to make sure the world knows you never did that. I rest my case. Typhlosion did nothing wrong. He's a good boy. He's wholesome. And a good boy. He's a good lad. Alright, sorry. That was definitely more ranty than I tend to get in these videos, but it just makes me sad, man. It just makes me sad. You know what else makes me sad? When people call Chimecho weak, or useless, or pointless. Chingling, I can't exactly defend. It's hard to defend a baby Pokemon. But Chimecho? What's wrong with Chimecho? Chingling's actually fine because it turns into Chimecho. I love this guy. Why do people... Maybe it's just in the then we fight videos that popular Pokemon YouTubers make, or in Nuzlocke videos. Specific challenges like that. But whenever Chimecho gets brought up or appears as an option, everybody just sighs and exasperatedly. I love seeing Chimecho, and I love using it on a team. I used it on a playthrough of Platinum, and it was great. It did such a good job. I don't get it. Look at it. It's like one of those little tags with the bell in it and everything. And there are real life versions of Chimecho, and I don't mean the real life freaking tag exists. I mean you ever seen an actual wind chime Chimecho? They've sold them before and they look great. Imagine having these all over your beautiful garden, just staring just cutely at you and looking. For world building purposes, Chimecho is amazing. They sit on buildings, chime, and echo. They're great. This really has been a very feelings-based video. Because truthfully, I can't sit here and tell you Chimecho's hidden OP details or moveset or anything. It's a world-building Pokemon, and that's all it needs to be. And you know what? If you want a slight challenge in a playthrough, use Chimecho. People are always complaining Pokemon's too easy of a game. Why don't you use Pokemon with less base stat totals than Pseudo Legends and Arcanines and whatnot? I'm not going to try and force you to like Mega Dragonite, but I'm going to shove Chimecho in your face and say, this is a cutie, this is a good Pokemon, use it, and I guarantee you'll like it. But, with all that being said, those are the only 4 Pokemon we're going to talk about today. I try and only keep these videos to 3 or 4 Mons. If you like this video, why don't you give it a like, and subscribe if you have not already. Follow my Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Certified Pokemoments, and like I mentioned earlier, Joachim and I have that podcast, Certified Pokemoments. I love how everything has the same name now. It's so nice. No, I don't gotta tell you to go follow Let's Be Frank 2020 anymore. It's all Certified Pokemoments. It's a good podcast. Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That's where it's available, and right here on YouTube every single Wednesday. But guys, once again, thank you so very much for watching. If you what are your opinions on these Pokemon? I know it's very late in the video, and a lot of people probably left. If you're still here, first of all, comment, tell me you're still here. And then comment, which of these 4 Pokemon are your favorite? Have you used them in battle? Do you want to use them in battle now? Please, I'm curious. Thank you for watching. This has been your Certified Pokemon.